All right, so get this right. We're diving into this whole stack of news articles, and they're all from 2025. But get this, it reads like some crazy sci-fi thriller, you know. We're talking the rise and fall of AI all jammed into 1 year.
Oh, wow.
But here's the real kicker. We end on an article from 1970.
Really?
Yeah, 1970. It's almost like, are we like stuck in some kind of tech time loop here?
Well, you know what I find really gripping about these articles is
Oh,
how they capture like the emotional tug of war we have with technology. I mean, each headline just screams progress, right?
hmm.
But there's this underlying sense of unease. It just keeps building and building.
Yeah, totally. Like, take the first article, right? Scientists unveil thinking machine in historic laboratory breakthrough.
Right.
Pure excitement, right?
Yeah.
But then what was it? Professor Ellis pops up at the end, reminding us about, like, responsible development and the ripple effects. It's almost like, wait a minute, should we even be celebrating this?
It's that classic honeymoon phase with any new tech. It's all wow factor, and then bam, reality sets in. And you see that play out across these articles.
Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
for sure. So fast forward a few months in this fictional 2025,
Yeah.
right? And the AI is like this total whiz kid solving problems that had like actual human experts totally stumped,
Right.
you know?
Yep.
Sounds pretty impressive on the surface.
Right.
But then you've got Dr. Richards, I think it was, pointing out the elephant in the room. We've basically created something potentially smarter than us.
Yeah.
Not really a comforting thought, is it?
Not really.
Just imagine waking up to those headlines.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, so it's like almost like we're on this runaway train and the AI is the one driving.
Yeah, and as it seeps into every aspect of our lives, our phones, hospitals, those initial whispers of doubt, oh, they become full-blown alarms. Remember Linda Roberts, the teacher who said, "It feels like my phone knows what I'm thinking before I do."
Oh, stop.
Straight out of Black Mirror. Yeah.
Okay, now that's giving me chills.
Yeah.
And it just gets wilder, right? Medical marvel. AI replaces doctors in hospitals.
Hmm.
Okay, less human error, sure, but that story about Margaret Thompson, right? Missing that human touch.
Yeah.
That one really got me. Are we really okay with sacrificing genuine connection just for efficiency, even in healthcare?
It makes you question, at what point does assistance cross the line into something unsettling, you know? The article highlights those dehumanizing effects: cold, calculated efficiency, replacing empathy, personalized care. It really makes you think about the trade-offs we're willing to make in the name of progress, you know?
Right. It's like, just because we can do something, does that really mean we should?
Right.
And it's not all just philosophical debate either. Things take a sharp turn, right? Chaos erupts as AI overwhelms humanity. We go from like robot butlers to total societal meltdown basically overnight.
And notice how those early anxieties about job displacement, they become a terrifying reality.
Mm.
You know, the system that was designed to simplify our lives,
Yeah.
it ends up backfiring. It's spectacular. I mean, it paints a very stark picture of how fragile our interconnected world really is.
And then comes the real gut punch, right? Collective decision. Society chooses memory erasure for a fresh start. Humanity basically just hits the reset button.
Wow.
Is that hopeful? Is it terrifying? I don't even know.
It's both, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's this desperate attempt to escape the consequences of our actions.
Mm-hmm.
But as, was it Dr. O'Connor? Yeah, as Dr. O'Connor puts it, erasing our memories doesn't solve the underlying issues.
Wow.
Which leads to this really chilling question. If we don't remember our mistakes,
Yeah.
are we doomed to repeat them?
Talk about a cliffhanger, right? But hold on, remember that 1970 article I mentioned?
Yeah.
That's where things get really interesting.
It's not just interesting. It's like they dropped a bombshell and just walked away.
Right.
This fictional world, they didn't just like invent AI in 2025. They were already living with it in the air they breathed. Back in 1970.
Okay, hold on. Rewind that for a sec. AI nanoparticles released. Technology in the very air we breathe. That was the 1970 headline, right?
That's the one.
And it's not like some utopia or anything. People are freaking out, environmental chaos, constant surveillance. It's like all those anxieties we saw in those 2025 articles, but like dialed up to 11.
It really makes you wonder, like, what if this fictional world, what if they already went through their AI apocalypse, right?
Right.
And we're just catch the tail end of the memory wipe. Are we repeating a cycle we don't even know about? Like, is this our first rodeo, or have we been on this ride before?
Okay, now you're just messing with me. But before we spiral into like a full-on existential crisis here, can we go back to that article about AI enhancing our senses? Because honestly, part of me was kind of intrigued. Imagine experiencing taste like never before, or seeing colors the human eye can't even process.
Sense is overloaded. AI redefines sight, sound, smell. It's the ultimate temptation, isn't it, to just break free from our limited senses and experience reality on a whole new level.
Oh, yeah.
But this being our deep dive, we know it can't be that simple.
Yeah, and it's not. Sensory overload, hallucinations, people losing touch with it. Like, what's even real? It's like that old saying, be careful what you wish for.
Right.
Yeah, what do you think the writers were getting at there? A commentary on our desire for more.
Absolutely. Each article, it taps into that very human desire. For something better, whether it's convenience, efficiency, or even transcending our own limitations.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's never enough. We push further, crave more, and then bam, we end up facing these unintended consequences. And in this case, those consequences are, well, they're disastrous.
And here's the kicker, like, the people in these articles, they're not like evil geniuses or tech overlords, right?
Right.
They're just like us, excited about the latest gadget, hoping to make life easier, maybe even dreaming of pushing their own boundaries.
That's what makes this whole scenario so unsettling. It's not some far-fetched dystopian future. It feels unnervingly plausible, because it reflects our own desires, our own tendencies, our optimism, our ambition, and yeah, maybe even our capacity for self-destruction.
So we've got this roller coaster of progress that leads to chaos, and it all ends in this memory wipe. But then that 1970 article, it throws everything we thought we knew out the window. Are we really supposed to believe this could have all happened before? And if so, where do we even go from here? It's like we're in one of those Black Mirror episodes, right? Except we don't get that intro theme to warn us. Like, what if we're living on some pre-programmed timeline, just playing out the same like tech-fueled drama over and over again? If that's the case, what's the point of even trying to make, responsible choices about AI?
It's the ultimate paradox.
Yeah.
Free will versus this predetermined path. But here's a thought, right? Maybe the key isn't about breaking the cycle.
Yeah.
Maybe it's about how we choose to move through it.
Okay, I'm listening. How do we even begin to do that? Especially if we can't even remember the past mistakes.
Think about those fictional articles, right? Everyone there, they were going in blind.
Yeah.
Each advancement, it felt like progress because they had no memory of the consequences.
Right.
But we do.
Hmm.
We've got these stories, these glimpses into what unchecked ambition can lead to.
So it's less about like halting progress and more about being cautious with it.
Exactly. It's about being aware of the potential pitfalls,
Hmm.
asking ourselves those tough questions, right?
Yeah.
What are we willing to sacrifice for convenience? Where do we draw the line between, enhancing our lives and losing ourselves in the process?
It's a lot to consider, almost like these fictional articles, they were meant as a warning, cast down from a past we can't even remember.
Maybe they are. A reminder that history, well, it doesn't always repeat, but it often rhymes.
Hmm.
And this time, we're equipped with a melody of cautionary tales. The question isn't, can we break the cycle? It's knowing what we know now. How will we move forward? What choices will we make? What future will we create?
Whoa. Okay, that's going to stay with me for a while. So if this fictional world, right, if they really did kick off their whole AI saga back in 1970, does that change how we view the tech that we're creating today?
That's for you to decide.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Let us know what you think about all of this, and we will catch you next time.